Welcome to a brand new version of Sunday Swings. We're going to be talking about stopping your slice. We've got Mark, he's travelled up from London, and well, listen to what we've got to say about his game. So usually on Sunday Swings we've got somebody that's virtually here, but you're here in person. Okay, so you said before you've been struggling with the slice and you're actually taking lessons at the minute, aren't you? Okay, so what are you currently working on?
So I'm working on a stronger grip, try and counteract the slice and close the club face on impact. Kind of works, sometimes doesn't, but again I'm working also on playing a bit steeper with my swing or something. So we're just trying that out as well. So it's difficult to do it, but when it works,
it goes brilliant.
It works. So. But
you're new to the game as well, aren't you? So
probably a couple of years, something like that. Used to play as a kid, pitch and putt, like every kid. But yeah, took it properly, got into it about 2 years ago, so
and now officially got the bug.
And that's it. I can't stop playing now, so yeah.
Okay, so talk me through how you get your grip right now, because I think that's a really good thing. If you've ever got a slice, think about what's your only point of contact with the club, the way you hold it. So how do you go about your process? What are your checkpoints?
So when I'm gripping the club, so basically I'll through the fingers and come over and I'll try and see sort of 3 knuckles. That's magic. And underneath and come over. So then kind of when I'm coming, it should then
better chance of pointing towards target. Okay, cool. And then you mentioned something about working steeper. Just show us that move of what you're trying to do, just so I can get a really good picture of this.
Okay.
So what would that steeper move look like, what you just explained?
So it's kind of the feeling of coming up. I used to swing.
Okay, so you used to be really shallow and then work over.
So okay. It might not look like it. My coach said
it's mad, isn't it? Yeah, but you've seen it on video, and it's feeling real.
Like, If it feels like it's steep,
it's probably right.
Yeah. So.
So are you kind of? So if I get this in my head, what you're working with your coach, I think this is something really good, because think about like one grip. We said that, but also if you tend to work it shallow, you probably tend to use to throw it over. So this feeling of maybe working steeper to shallow is what the kind of your process you're going on with your coach, and looking long-term goal, looking to really improve that.
That's it. Yeah. I just like to be a bit more straighter. I don't mind if it goes off a little bit, but I know I'm not going to be playing in the PGA Tour or anything, so yeah.
Things could happen.
Hitting it 100
and does the same thing happen with your irons as well?
Yes.
Not as bad or bad?
Not as bad. Now I've sort of upgraded, got fitted, that kind of stuff, so yeah, it does happen, but not as much as driver 3 would.
Okay, cool. Okay, I want to take one away. This is literally the first shot I've seen of Mark, so let's have a look.
I'll go through my processes.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. Do whatever you would do on the course. Okay, so a little bit toey, a little bit left?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, take one more for me.
Hit it right. That does happen occasionally. Not as much as a slice, but again...
That one can happen a little bit.
It's never straight, it's either left or it's right.
And was that a centred strike? Was that out the toe or...?
It kind of fell out of the toe a bit, to be honest. Sorry, out the...
out the heel, okay.
We'll go one more. It first time on camera.
honestly it's not easy. So you got added pressure, you're getting some tips live on camera you've never seen before, and you've got someone filming you.
Going out to how many million subscribers is it?
Oh, I wish. One day, hopefully.
You'll get there, mate.
Tell you what, don't hit it straight. I've just seen an absolute peach.
Later. I'll drive 3.5 hours every day. Play like that. That's fine.
I've not even said anything.
That's a one-off, in all honesty. Okay. Watch now. I'll
take one more for me. And that's kind of more what happens.
Typical one, yeah.
Yeah. So kind of quite high ball flight.
Yes.
Okay, so one thing I'm going to say right away is, Mark, and if I'm just going to go and grab my driver to help me explain this, because if you think about how we stand to the golf ball is makes a big difference. So I like the grip, I like how you're working on that. And I know you mentioned this before off camera about you struggle to sort of understand or get a feeling to get a better turn. And I think this will tie in nicely, because sometimes I think you make a swing where these shoulders work a little bit too flat, and then it works a little bit over. But from your address position, was quite upright, and these arms are really locked out, and we look quite tense. Now anytime that we're getting tense, this is going to always encourage something that works like this.
Now, with that standing with straight, looking back on videos, I used to hunch a lot.
Okay, so it's probably taken to the extreme maybe a little bit,
like slouching. I want to, so again it's like I was more like that playing, so it's kind of, it's probably just going over top with it.
Look, it happens, doesn't it? Like I say, if like most people are doing one thing, you're trying to, as a coach, you try and take them to extreme. So I'd rather you, don't get me wrong, I don't want you to be like this, so I can see why that's happened. So, but what I want you to feel is, can we just feel as though the hands hang more a little bit down underneath our chin, as opposed to out like this? Because any time they hang under here, I can still be athletic from this position, but I want you to feel that these hang a little bit more lower. So if you think about it, if we got a little bit more bend over the golf ball, would say, would this be easier to allow us to create something that works a little bit more like this?
Yes, so not as stiff, can't.
Exactly. So explain to me why you feel like it's hard then, that whole turn issue. What is it? Is it lack of mobility? Is it an old injury?
No, it's just, I think it's getting old age. Like,
can't be old.
21, but I'm 39. I'll be 40 next year. So, but yeah, I mean, normally I suffer with a bad back. But I'm basically, even outside of golf, just working more upright, and I think it's just taking it in. But yeah, it just feels, I don't know, it kind of feels unnatural. But I think when you're changing something, that's what it's meant to feel like.
Definitely.
To start with.
Like I bet the first time you changed your grip, I bet it felt like awful.
It felt weird. I had so many bad shots, but then gradually kind of improved. But yeah.
Okay, so first protocol, I want you just to make sure you stood this golf ball a little bit better, because I'm a big believer in like the golf swing. Like, you've got things where you can throw plasters over stuff, like you could go dive straight into downswing and always work and stuff like that, but if you've not stood to the ball correctly, I think all these things are going to be like throwing a plaster on it rather than making something that works a little bit more as a permanent change. So I like to get a little bit further away, and that's it, and let the hands just hang down underneath. Perfect. So that probably feels like quite a bit more relaxed to you right now.
It does. It also feels like I'm like stretching quite far out.
It's, like I said before, it's kind of a little bit relative to where you're being. Now, I still want you to have that grip. I still want you to feel as though you're going to make that steeper backswing, because I really think that's a really good thing for you to do. If you're saying to me, oh, Alex, I used to be this way, so I'm trying to feel this, that's brilliant, because we're hopefully going to start training something that works the opposite. So hit one more for me. Then I just want to kind of talk about a point of where, how can you drill something? We're going to get you an iron out about how you can drill to go over the alignment stick, hook it under the alignment stick, to really kind of get that into the game. Okay, it's a little bit high and right again. So let's talk now, let me go and grab some alignment sticks here, about how we can get this face under a little bit more control, because we've got a stronger grip, but we've seen now two that have worked over this way.
Yeah, the wife thinks it only cost me 20 quid.
She doesn't watch YouTube, does she?
She will this one.
Just drops himself, throws himself under the bus. Okay, so what I really want you to get into a habit of here, we're basing this on what you're telling me in terms of ball flight and what we've seen in terms of ball flight, high and right ball flight. So if high and right ball flight, this face must be open, okay? So I like I said before, stronger grip. I want you to feel now, this is the kind of sequence I want you to try and feel. Working on what we just said in terms of trying to feel a little bit more of a steeper shoulder turn. Can we feel we go over the alignment stick? And think about it, if I get more of a shoulder turn, will these hands travel shorter distance rather than if I stand up, sometimes you work a little bit long. And can we really feel, there's two elements to this downswing, can we feel we can hook it in? Okay, so the reason why I say hook it in, one, we're learning to go over and under, so that shallowing move, but also this aspect of hooking it in, where's my club face going to point more?
Out to the right.
Okay, so if I'm hooking it there, where's it pointing now?
So that's more straight.
More straight, yeah. So it's an over-exaggerated feeling. So just jump in there. I'm not going into what you actually have to do, because I want you to work it out yourself a little bit. So this is going to help you, again, working what you've already worked on with your coach. Nice grip, trying to feel that the stance is a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more over it. So swing it up, and then hook it in. Brilliant. So where's your face pointing there?
So it was out to the right.
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay. So how do you, okay, do one more practice swing. How would you get it pointing more back to target? Good, brilliant.
I'm going to break your stick, aren't I?
Don't worry. They're fine, there's plenty. So what does it feel like you're doing? Does it feel like you're trying to close that face a little bit more?
Yeah, it just kind of feels like I'm coming down and more round. Right.
Okay, good.
Just keeping it straight.
Yeah.
Not rotating the club, so to speak.
Brilliant. So it's basically allowing you to get a perception of how you get that club face point to target.
Yeah.
So it's stuff you've already done with your coach already,
yeah.
But I like drills like this because it just gives you that awareness. All right, okay, well I've done that time, it's pointed over there.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to feel that the club face gets a little bit stronger to get it pointing more back to target. So the way I kind of feel like this is, my feeling of stronger for you would be trying to feel as though our wrists make sort of this motion.
Yep.
Rather than this.
Okay.
Can make this motion. Just one more practice swing with it, then I'm going to hit some drives again. Brilliant. nearly castrated yourself. But you see, all jokes aside, if you hadn't have strengthened that face, you wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does that feel? Give me some bit of feedback on that.
Feels a little bit
odd.
Yeah, a bit odd, but like I say, again, changing something.
So if I just kind of summarise this for you, Mark, all we're trying to do is, like you said for me, we're basing this on what you're already working on. As a golf coach, I never like to kind of get involved with too much, but I'm trying to think of it of going down the lines of what your coaches tell you already. Yep. And when we're speaking about this, so bit better turn, stood to it a bit more athletically, so we sort of got into a habit of standing too upright, and that's probably come from being a little bit too much over it. Can we feel on the way down we hook it into the alignment stick, because look where our face points, rather than look where our face points. And we've seen that high right ball flight. So if I was thinking about how we can progress your golf right now, I want to see more of those left shots, and I want you to get 70% left and only 30% right, rather than being like 50-50 split. Okay, so go on, I don't care where this ball goes. I want you just to go, have a practice swing, feel that whole motion. Okay, so it probably really feels like you're getting the face to close, doesn't it, more?
Yeah.
Okay, good. But what would that do? Would that stop a slice, or would that make a slice more?
No, I think closing the face, obviously it's going to go straight, or if it's too far closed, it'll obviously shoot off to the left.
So that whole theory of over the alignment stick and under the alignment stick, hopefully kind of working that nicely. So overdo it as much as you dare. Okay. So that's slight. I know it wasn't a brilliant strike, but was that a slight draw?
To be honest, I'm not sure.
Well, it started right and it came back, didn't it? Okay, so it wasn't a great strike, so give me a little bit of feedback on it. Did you feel like you did that move, didn't do that move?
I think I tried, but I think I was overthinking it.
100%.
I need to do this, I need to do this. Rather than just trying it and doing it, I constantly, in my head, talk myself out of doing the right thing. But
that's what happens to everybody, right?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. There's a lot of tutorials out there for people who can play golf, are good at golf. But there's not that many videos that focus on the high.
Yeah, but I think how many people have picked up golf? Like, so many people have picked up golf and will be not even have a handicap, just go to the range and try things and do things. And let's put it in perspective here. We're trying to get out of slicing it. So you got a feeling of a stronger grip, and then all we're trying to feel now on the downswing is, can we get that club face more pointing to target by feeling as though the wrists sort of make this motion, as opposed to this motion. Right, let's have one more. So swing top and stop. So if you're swinging down and your face is pointing this way, where's our ball going to start?
Out to the right.
Yeah, so what we were saying before with the alignment stick is, can we feel as though we get our face pointing this way? Okay. Now it's never going to point that far left, but if we can feel like we made a release which was more this way, so low go to the ground, low go round, low go to the ground, low go round, perfect. That club face would potentially point a little bit, potentially closed, which would stop us slicing the ball. Okay, close, one again.
In my head I'm trying to rotate my hands back. Basically back round. Okay. And that kind of is what my coach sort of said, you kind of need to work on sort of rotating your hands. So that's what I'm kind of thinking.
Think in your head, to
get the
full face back to square,
But yeah, it kind of...
It's trying to get a feeling which becomes like a constant feeling.
Yeah.
Rather than it being like, okay, I get that once or twice.
Yeah.
How can we get them more constant? So what I want you to kind of base this on is, can I get last parallel, feel like my club face or my logo, my gloves to the ground, and then we release it through. Okay. So just focus at that point. It's exactly the same thing, but maybe a slightly different trigger for you to work to. It's hopefully going to take your club face from what would be kind of toe open, a little bit open, to more like matching spine and in a bit of a stronger position. That's right.
In all honesty, that happens on the course as well.
Yeah, it's fine. We're probably thinking about it a little bit too much, and we've got our cameras.
That's it, yeah.
So think about, all we've got to make it, imagine on the golf course, we're trying to make it as simple as we can. Can we get that club face pointing through to target? Then no pressure, doesn't matter at all. Very nearly. So have you got a good understanding of what you're trying to work on there?
Yeah.
Just to kind of add in.
Honestly, with that,
yeah, you can play that all day long.
I'll be happy with that.
You've not seen me play in a minute.
But yeah, I mean, as it sort of gradually, just again,
it's got to get into the swing.
It's not going to happen in 20 minutes, half an hour.
No.
And it's going to cut out, and got to constantly practice it. But it's good to know that there's something different to focus on.
Definitely. And just as we finish, Mark, I want you to kind of, these are your checkpoints, I'm going to call them. So if you just imagine the golf balls there again, I want you to do what you do in the backswing already. I think that's really good. Good. And I want you to really feel like this becomes our kind of checkpoint. And I know that's super closed, but if we're slicing it, we're going to be more in this position, okay? So we're going to have to do a lot of rotation through here to get this to point to target. Now, sometimes we do, and we hit that beauty that we did. We should have stopped there.
That's it.
But then sometimes we don't, we hit it left, and then 9 times out of 10, we're probably going to hit it right. So if you jump in again, do that whole practice swing again. Good, and then come back down to this position. If you can get the club face stronger, look how that's more stable through the shot. To see how the release is a little bit more of a turn, as opposed to having to feel so much like this. Now, for you right now, there will be an element of it feeling like that, but I want you to really try and base it on that last parallel. Can we get the club face a little bit stronger? Because stronger equals potentially more pulled shots, which is be magic for us right now. And then once you've got that feeling, then can we learn to shallow the club a little bit more? Because I really think that, I bet basing it on that last position is going to get the club face not as open. We're going to enjoy the hit a little bit more and not fear the high right.
That'd be perfect.
So you got any questions on that? Fire them away if you have.
No, it's just working on it now, and
definitely.
And sort of again, knowing I've got alignment sticks, I don't know how to use them.
So you've got a good drill to work to there.
But that's the thing now. I can take that down to the range. I can work on that, and that's it. It's just little tips that you get out of somebody else, and
hopefully, all the thing I think as well, like especially like things on YouTube sometimes can be a conflict of what you're saying with your coach. Like, so as a coach saying this right now, you've got to take these tips and try them, apply them to your game, and put them in your kind of bubble of information. So you've gone to me, I'm working on this and working on that. Right? Okay. How can we just complement that with this feeling? Thanks so much.
Perfect, no worries, thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this week's version of Sunday Swing. And if you want to be in with a chance of being a subscriber on this channel, make sure you comment down below, #PickMe, and join this channel by hitting that big red subscribe button.